Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
Beefy fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
Penny Pointer, pleasure.
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Hello, and welcome to the Mermaid's Tongue. This is a demo. It is the second game to, well, kind of like third, but same style as Tangle Towers with Detective Grimoire. And Tangle Towers was one of my favorite games we ever played on my channel, and like I loved the character design, the gameplay, the music. So this game comes out sometime this year, and the demo hasn't been out that long, and I'm super excited to actually play the demo and see how similar it is to Tangle Towers. I know it's in the same style, which I really like. I still like the first one, but it was before they had gotten into this style, so it was still good, but I really love this style. The Stovetop Inn. There's Sally. Bar stools. Ah, there he is, my guy. Big Sally, she's sleeping. You see that? Here she is.
Stay awake and see if anyone shows up.
Oh. I wonder if they just put you like in the middle, or if this is the beginning.
In some books Sally's been reading. She insisted to be reading with us, although I'm not sure why.
Get a better look at it. The Hex of the Helmsman. Something terrible awaits you in the depths. Will you face it? And then I can't read what this. Kristen Kale Publishing. It looks like a romance novel, though, that you would pick up. There's like small ones that always look like they're old, even though they're brand new. Oh, I can open it. With his something Clavel CGB something is already getting placed. Something is, I can't read this. I'll forget it. Published. Oh man, why? I wish I could read it. Read. Oh. Ooh. I can read it. Oh. They made it so I can. He sees it in his dreams. He sees it when he closes his eyes. He cannot escape it. What is it? Renowned Hellman Marcus Mordum is a man with a singular purpose. He will not rest until he uncovers the truth of what's really hiding beneath the waves. Ah, awesome. With his debut novel, author G.D. Werman is already carving out a place for himself in the annals of history. His mastery over the typewriter shines through in every beautiful crafted sentence. The only question I have is this: how could he possibly follow this up? X-Men of the Helmsman. For TBW Ibis, for imparting upon me what is to love the art of writing. Oh. Lost at Sea. Marcus Mordum tightens his grip on the wheel and started out across the bleak horizon. On this morning, the familiar frigid air of the South Sea carried something more than salt spray as he whipped around his weathered face. Not a face covered in feathers. On this morning, the familiar howl, voice on the wind, seemed to duet with the much grander voice, a voice that spoke in language that Mordum could not possibly understand. Not yet. I can't read the whole book.
X of the Helmsman by J. Looks like Sally's read through it a couple of times already. I wonder what's so interesting about it.
Dragon.
It's a painting of a sea
Oh, sea
serpent.
serpent. My bad.
Wait, is it a serpent if it has legs? What do you
Good
think, Sally?
question.
Ah, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah. Kind of looks more like a Chinese dragon because he has the little whiskers and they have like little arms and legs.
Fishing trips on board the dearest Selena. I'm guessing that's the name of the ship. Enquire with Felicia Stonetop at the bar, or with Sylvia Seafoam at the harbor. A wooden carving of a fish skeleton.
Yeah, and it's barely hanging there. I wouldn't have put my bed right there.
If the windows weren't boarded up, you'd be able to see it from outside.
Okay.
There's nothing written on the barrels. I'm sure they were once filled with some kind of wonderful, unsanctioned local ale. Lamps. They've stopped giving out light and taken up dust collecting. That's also what I plan to do when I retire.
Collect dust.
It's the case file. The reason we're here. It was left for us right here.
Okay, so someone left us a case file. For Detective Grimoire. A rugged but leather-bound folder. It was left on the bar of the Stonetop Inn. Okay. Open. Case file. Who's that man? I gotta read it. For Detective Grimoire. Murder victim Captain Magnus Mortuga. 39. Location Illusion Theater. Mortuga Submarine. Mortuga had locked himself in the room. It was later forced open and the body was discovered. Also, he was killed in a locked room. He was found alone, laying on his back with a single cut across his throat. No blade, weapon of any kind was found in the room. Okay, so locked room, no weapon. The Illusion Theater is mostly empty, save for an ancient stone cauldron with a thick metal lid. The purpose of this cauldron is unknown. However, I am informed that it has never been unlocked before. There's a cauldron that's usually locked that just is always there. Is that the picture of it there? That's a weird way for a cauldron to and he was right in front of it. Okay. That is weird. What's with this? A porthole? Signed Captain Seafoam. Captain of the Mortuga Submarine. Seafoam. Captain Seafoam. Okay.
Captain Seafoam. As far as I know, that's who hired us. And who left the case file here in the inn. Where are they now? Where's anyone? Sally, what do you think? Great contribution.
Magnus Mortuga. Ooh, he looks cool. He's got like a cool like thumbprint type tattoo. I like the bandages. Ex-captain of the Mortuga Submarine and the murder victim. He's got hair that's swept away like a wind. Okay.
I thought I heard something outside. Hello?
Captain Seafoam. That brings my file.
It's what remains of this. Looks like it's been closed. Although I don't have any point of reference. Maybe it looked like this when it was still open.
So.
Sally, wake up. We have to go.
Why?
Because there's an eerie green light trying to lure us outside.
Sure it's not headlights of a car?
No, that's a pretty good reason. I'll get up.
There are my little guys. Someone's foot. Town square. So there is a light.
A large stone statue on top of a
Okay.
fountain.
It looks like a fisherman wrestling with some kind of dragon.
It says right here, the silkworm serpent.
It can't be a serpent. It has legs.
Right?
I feel like that's gonna be coming later.
Something in the water.
Can't be a surfing. has legs.
What is it?
A boat?
I don't know. But whatever it is the source of the green light.
Submarine.
Is that?
A submarine. I think I can see someone standing on the deck.
Maybe we should go take a look.
Yes. It's gotta be Captain Seafoam. Foredeck. What is this?
An old wooden boy. With a face.
Boy? Thought they were booby. Not boy. It's chained to the deck of the Matuka submarine. It's a faint green hollow in its eyes, and it's terrifying. Why would they do this?
This is where the green light was coming from. I noticed it started to fade as soon as we stepped onto the deck.
So it's a boy that doubles as a lighthouse?
The opposite, really. A lighthouse warns you to stay away. But this thing lured us in.
Like a siren. Seafoam.
Looks like it originally said seafoam, but that got crossed out and now it says Mortuga.
Ooh.
I'm getting mutiny vibes from this. I don't know about you.
It's the wrong way around.
What?
Take another look at the case file.
The case file said Captain Seafoam.
There's nobody here.
The door's open now. Somebody must have opened it after the submarine surfaced.
Does that constitute an invitation? Ready, Sally?
In we go. Parlor.
What's at the bottom of the ladder?
I can't see. It's pitch black.
Turn the light on.
Should we go back up?
Oh, wait, I think there's a lever.
There we go. Some sort of note here.
I think this door leads into the control room.
I want to go into the control room.
Well, you can't. It's locked.
You don't need to come in here. The one save is for down at the very... What is...
It's taped up on the other side of the door.
You don't need to come in here. The crime scene is one floor down at the very back of the submarine. Captain
Oh.
Seafoam.
Thanks for the directions, I guess.
Do you get the sense that the captain is hiding from us?
Why would they do that?
Good question.
I cleaned the couch.
What?
If we end up having to stay the night.
Sally, we are not staying overnight on the murder submarine.
But I brought my toothbrush.
Sally's so cute.
Old-fashioned drawing room.
I don't see any drawings.
It's short for withdrawing. As in, you withdraw there after dinner.
I actually never knew that. There's an old-fashioned speaker mounted on the wall. It's playing spooky music.
It's the kind of music you'd hear at a fancy party for vampires.
I hear it.
But the vampires are all wearing masks, and there's one guy who's secretly not a vampire and...
Sally,
Hmm? Whoa.
Her.
what is that?
It looks like a face of a woman, and then she's going, woo. Large painting of unknown being. It is set in an ornate wooden frame. The brass plaque displays a single word, her. Unusually, it has been set directly onto the painting. Yes. And what is that? A pair of earrings and a crest?
There's something weird about this.
You don't say.
What?
The smell. It smells.
How are you
weird.
sniffing it?
Yeah, you're right. It smells like,
It's kind of earthy, damp.
well, it's an old painting. Old things smell.
It's just weird because we're in a submarine. That it smells like soil.
guess this is what lights up the room when you pull the switch.
I wonder what they burned to make it pink.
This is the lever you pull?
Yeah, so leave it alone. I don't want it to go dark again.
A glass of wine.
Ominously left half finished.
Maybe the wine was corked.
Ominously corked.
Okay. So, I got some rooms to look at. This is probably a controller room I can't get to.
Let's head to the crime scene first.
Where did it say the crime scene was?
Let's head to the crime scene. Let's head to...
This one, huh? The mess hall.
It's a big metal statue of a serpent.
There's a cabinet built into it, but I think it's locked.
Rotate the 4 dials in the correct arrangement. Oh.
Nope.
4 dials, with a window in the center of each one. Turning each dial rotates the shapes that appear in the surrounding windows.
What do those numbers mean, though?
No idea.
Let's try again later.
This looks like dead coral.
Is coral ever alive?
Coral are marine animals, dude.
What?
I think this lamp is from the other game.
Pufferfish lamp.
A timeless classic.
3 tables, arranged into a Z shape.
It's actually more like an S from this angle.
Oh, maybe they were trying to write my name, but they ran out of tables.
Sure.
A picture of a fish.
Delightful.
Playing cards.
Looks like someone got dealt a bad hand.
Oh, really?
I have no idea, I just thought that would sound cool.
A little pot with a red crayon and a blue crayon.
You're not going to pick it up?
No?
$10 says this turns out to be an important clue.
You're on.
Oh no. This. Who knew the submarine was so big? Here's where the dead guy.
Someone's taped a drawing to the wall.
I think it's supposed to be a poster.
Title here. The Illusion Theater. Handwritten poster taped to a pipe in the wall. Illusion Theater. Oh. Hello. Lady of the Looking Glass. Unfathomable beyond anything I can imagine. Unconceivable. I don't know what to believe anymore. Book tickets in the Fortuna Hall. Silkworm on the Sea. Someone drew her looking into it. Curious. Curtains.
Someone's hung up a curtain here. It's tied to the wall right now, but looks like it could be drawn across the middle of the room.
No, like a theater curtain. Finally, something to justify the name of the room.
This is the cauldron?
Not quite what I was expecting.
An ancient-looking stone cauldron found in the Illusion Theater in front of Matroga's body. The glittering interior of the cauldron is marked with several deep scratches. The exterior is spotted with algae and barnacles. However, these are absent on the inside of the cauldron and on the metal lid. Shut it.
The case file said it had never been unlocked before.
There's a little broken bottle on the floor.
I'm guessing Mortuga dropped this when he died.
A little crescent moon. Small glass bottle found smashed on the floor of the Illusion Theater. Some unknown purple liquid has spilled out. Bottle has a small paper label on which someone has drawn a simple picture of a moon.
So, this is
Oh,
what
they drew the
Magnus
outline on his
died.
hair too.
It's just like the case file said. He landed on his back with the cauldron at his
Mhm.
feet.
He was killed by getting cut across the
Oh,
neck, right?
brutal.
Yeah, you can see that's where the blood came from.
But there's no weapon, no knife or anything.
Nothing.
This place gives me the creeps. That cauldron, especially.
Yeah?
I keep staring into it like I'm going to see something, but it really does seem to be empty.
Something was in it, though.
Quote from the case file. Mortuga had locked himself in the room. It was later forced open, and the body was discovered.
So Mortuga was alone in a locked
Mhm.
room. A very small locked room. There really isn't anywhere for a murderer to hide.
I'm not so sure. I think there is a hiding place.
And unlock the cauldron. And was killed by what was inside.
Magnus Mortuga unlocked the cauldron and was killed by what was inside.
I really don't think a person would fit in that cauldron. And didn't they say it had never been unlocked before?
I didn't say a person
That's
did it.
true. There couldn't have been anyone in there.
Right, I agree. I don't think it was a person.
Then what?
A servant.
But you have to wonder why it was kept locked in the first place. I'm guessing there was something pretty bad in there.
Look, Mortuga died from a cut across his neck, not from some vague paranormal entity. Unless you're suggesting it was a vague paranormal entity with a knife?
Did you get a good look at the inside of the cauldron? There was something I noticed.
Crashes.
Scratch marks.
Chapter 1. The Curse of the Cauldron.
There's a cloth hanging up on the wall.
Well, those
They sure are,
footprints.
buddy. There's stargazing gal. Okay. Square of thick sailcloths hanging up in the wall illusion theater. Footprints have been marked in the center of the circle imprint. Someone has painted the words, the stargazing girl. Oh, okay. Man, that was it. Wow, that was pretty short, but... So we'll have to wait till the full game to find out who killed Mortuga. Pretty excited to see this game finally come out. And thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.